So friends, here's a separate video on Title IX, student expectations, and campus carry. Feel free to watch this. Just want to make sure everyone is informed on how TCC deals with these issues.
Yes, there you go. There you go. A little bit of studying time. Again, since it's more of an online class as well, again, I need to do things outside of class, my friends. My late work policy does come at a price, as anyone's should. You think of me as, and just in this classroom, as you would think of a vice president. I like to call myself a vice president of marketing, or whatever it might be. And you're turning in. You can't be late in the real world, in the business world. So it does come at a price. They're pretty hefty penalties right in there. Phones. Read my syllabus on that as well. I know more people, we're not using phones to talk, but we scroll. If the best a student can do, the best I can do if I'm a student in my own class, is just scroll all my Instagram and everything else for an hour, I will probably ask you, don't come back to class. It's extraordinarily disruptive to me. Yeah, maybe this is my ego, but you've probably given, if you've ever given a speech and no one's even paying attention to what you're doing, then why are we wasting each other's time? If I see the whole class scrolling, I'll just say, hey, let's try it next week. Let's see if we can do a little bit better next week. Again, I'm not trying to keep you an hour and a half. I'm trying to give you information. Everything I'm trying to do is trying to better you. Now, you may be an expert in this field already, then come talk to me and we'll work something else out for you. But everything I'm trying to do is to get you better and get you that first good job going. Some things when we'll look at how to interview, and just some things that we've got to do. If you have an emergency and you need to take a phone call because somebody is in a situation, I get that. And again, there we go. But right now, it's not talking on phones, which you should never do in a classroom, even if it's before class. Don't do that in the hallway. But the constant scrolling is just we can wait a few minutes without notifications. We can do it. We can make it through it, my friends. Title IX, very sensitive subject, and I don't want to make it any less sensitive than it is. But Tarrant County College is very proactive on Title IX, is what I can say. If a student has something they need to say to any of our employees, we take it seriously. And we don't just say, oh, well, that's just too bad that something happened. We immediately report, immediately. So we have a care team that would get any information like that, and they'll give you a call. They'll work with you. We can get you to our care team and walk you over there as well. But we do take it very, very seriously. We do have some wonderful licensed professional counselors on staff, and I can help you get an appointment with them and show you how to do that. And everything you say will be kept in confidentiality. If you talk to a licensed professional counselor, if you say to somebody, any of us, any faculty member or any staff member, that I think something happened this weekend that I don't know, that I know I was somehow abused, then we have to immediately get that working on, and which we do. We want to protect you. So those are just let you know we take it seriously, and there could be a care team. Again, it could be, there's food scarcity, big time, certainly with inflation. There's housing scarcity. Our counselors are social counselors. They're not academic counselors. They're all social counselors, and they can counsel you and they can get you and refer you to the institutions that are going to help anybody that we possibly can. So, children on campus, you may be taking my night class. This is where it happens the most. Maybe, who knows what happened? You didn't have any care for your child, and so we just say, let's go ahead and sit them outside on one of the benches in the NBSS building, or any of our buildings that we're in. I wouldn't do that, especially if they're a young child. If they're not officially enrolled in our classes, then that's a Class C misdemeanor, and those fines are about $500, and it's a criminal record. We don't want that. Sometimes we'll say, let's just have a child in the library. And certainly if they're anywhere from like 6, 7, 8, 9 to around 14, if they are your cousins, they could be nieces or nephews, brothers or sisters, or your own children. If something happens, don't come to class. Don't come to my class, at least, because I've had to report it on several occasions, not from my students, but from somebody else's. And kids were in the hallway and they didn't know where they were. They went to the bathroom. Somehow they went downstairs, upstairs. And they were pretty small. Yikes! I had to call the police. Again, we got a report. I can't just okay, you're cool. At any rate, and get that. Please, please, let that. If you have child duties, you can't don't come to class. There's stuff online. There's videos I've got. You're going to be fine. Campus carry. Best thing I can say here is read the campus carry regulations. There they are right down here. You can always talk to our police. If you want to exercise that right, you definitely need this, because we also have a child care center, early learning, on this campus, the only campus I think that has that. And if you're within, I believe, 200 yards with a firearm, which is almost anywhere in the campus, but man, that's a felony. And we have had 2 of our own employees that violated the campus carry because it's technical, and they put their firearm in their drawer in their desk while they went to the restroom, and somebody nailed them on that, and the police were there and handcuffed them, took them to jail. This is serious. That's an armed weapon, and our chancellor at the time gave them pressed full charges, and so that's about $10,000, $15,000 worth of court costs. You'll never own a gun again in Texas, legally at least. And probably all somebody needed to do was tell this person, make sure you know every rule of campus carry. I don't know how you get a job after that, my friends, with a felony record for unlawfully carrying a firearm. Yeah, so please talk to our police, go to our website, and make sure you are not in violation.